Right, how you, Michael? How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Looking
Good
forward to
man.
the week ahead.
Lovely. Yeah, it'll be a busy time. Be a bit mad this last week into the big day next week. Bloody hell, lots of pressure. Anyway, question one. What is your take on the UK being part of World War Three? Will our sons and daughters, 18 to 28, be drafted to go to war in the next year or so? The media chastised Sunak for running back home to get on with his election campaign and not clapping Zelensky onto the D-Day stage or listening to Biden's war glorification speech. Reading Biden's speech, he's not saying we have learned the lessons from the past, but he's simply using the fight against evil mantra, to my mind, to actually be the evil that ignites World War III. Zelensky can be found thanking BlackRock and other global giants in his speeches for all their help. War only benefits the military industrial complex and has nothing to do with democracy. When Biden looks into the UK to join the USA in marching on Russia, will you be cheering our sons and daughters to their deaths, to be killed by one of £1,000,000 drones, which are probably being procured as I write this? Or as our MP, will you push back on this evil and say no to war? Will you be a voice of reason, a corporate puppet, or can you actually persuade me that the war is the right thing to do? 2 minutes, Jack. Michael.
Cheers, John. I'm an anti-interventionist. Say generally speaking, I do not believe that war is a good course of action. Say the number one reason for war is and always has been for resource control and economic gain. Um, Now, there are many smoke screens that are touted for the war, over religion, ideology, revenge, nationalism, but these narratives are all just justifications. I mean, if you ask someone to go and die for oil, if you asked your children to go and die for oil for you, I don't think they would be keen. Um, you look at Russia and Ukraine at the moment, and it's quite interesting. Ukraine, despite only covering 0.4% of the Earth's surface, contains about 5% of the world's natural mineral resources. It ranks top 10 of several raw materials such as titanium, gallium, lithium, graphite, magnesium, uranium rather, and also supplies about 50% of the world's neon gas and about 40% of its krypton, both of which are needed for the production of semiconductors, which is hugely relevant in our digital age. If this wasn't enough financial incentive for war, it's also home to some rich farmlands, and in 2011 was the third biggest grain exporter in the world. We sadly haven't learned the lessons of war. Say looking back to World War II, and the amount of life lost, we really haven't learned those lessons as a country and as a world almost. So so for me, I'm strongly anti-interventionist. I would strongly oppose us getting involved in a war, which is basically a war for resources, led by the two economic superpowers.
Yeah, yeah, nice one. Okay, chat. Question number two. Do you believe that we need to be concerned with sustainability? And can you share three actions you have taken in the last few years to help the planet? Can you think of any projects that could rally support around if you were our local MP that would be a force for good and encourage residents to become more aware of the need to think more sustainably and encourage positive actions to a more sustainable future?
So yeah,
2 minutes.
sustainability is massively important. Without a more sustainable economy, the climate crisis is undoubtedly going to get significantly worse in years to come. So in terms of free actions, I think we need to focus on things more locally, look at some of the local solutions that we can put in place. I think obviously transport is a big one. So the electrification of transport links, especially when you look at the Great Western Railway service from Slough to Windsor. Also encouraging more walking for students in terms of walking to school, cycling and things like that. I think they're two that we can really get around as a community. You know, with students going to school by walking or cycling, there's proven benefits not only environmentally but also for attainment and attention at schools. And I'd say possibly the third, I've always been a big supporter of recycling. I'd like to see us as a community do a lot more recycling. So I think it's about 80% of the goods that could be recycled aren't. So I think we locally could do a lot more in terms of our recycling our capacity. And I do believe that we should recycle more at home rather than exporting a lot of our recycling, which is often what's happening at the moment. So I do believe we should export. We should stop exporting our problems elsewhere in terms of that, and you know, bring that industry back into the UK and give those jobs to people in the UK. You know, I think it would be brilliant. Yeah, so they would probably be the three projects that I would like to focus on locally. So recycling, improving electrification of public transport, and cycle and walking infrastructure, so that people are traveling to work and school in a more sustainable way.
Well done. Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.